If you've been gathering without any buff food active, then you've been losing out on extra materials you could be earning. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Teddy, and because materials gathered are important for breakthroughs, crafting, and building, today I'm going to be showing you how to start finding the resources needed, increase the materials harvested, and other tips to help speed up getting those higher tier mystic art breakthroughs. In Where Winds Meet, there's so much to see and so much to do, and as usual for any gacha game these days, we have plenty of gathering activities to play around with, like harvesting herbs, mining rocks, hunting animals, and logging for materials needed for various activities like forging, medicine crafting, cooking, construction, breakthroughs, and whatever else Everstone Studios decides to include later on. Resources are then gathered one of two ways. There's the normal resources we can walk up to and pick up, or those we have to hit with our weapons to break, like trees or rocks. Now, unlike normal MMOs, there's no gathering levels to grind out, but where the challenge comes in is with getting the rare materials for those quick use items like fire oil, for example. Each time you gather a resource, you have a small chance to obtain a rare breakthrough material. Luckily, gathering doesn't require energy or stamina to do, just the motivation. As for being able to gather for hours, the respawn timer on normal resources like trees or rocks take about 15 minutes to respawn, while more valuable resources like the ones needed for the breakthrough materials will take about 90 minutes. This is all real time, and it is not in-game, so changing the time won't affect the resource respawn timers. Later on, biome-specific resources have different timers, while some only are available during certain times. One last thing, just gathering the resources you're targeting won't always give the breakthrough materials needed with the RNG being so low, but there are ways to go ahead and speed it up by knowing where to go. Finding materials can be done two ways, either while out exploring randomly in the areas where the resources spawn in, and the second and easier method is just tracking the resources. Materials can be tracked in two different methods, either using the map to track the targets and selecting the resource you need, or whenever you select a material, it has the options on what to use them on and where to get the resource the material has a chance of dropping from. When looking at the map, it will tell you how many resources are in the area with the number on the icon. Once you gather all the resources in the area, back on the map, it'll say 0 and you can move on to the next resource. Unfortunately, just knowing where to gather the resources won't help you increase how many of the rare materials that you can gather. Fortunately, however, we do have buff food that we can pop. Normal buff food for combat can be cooked on any fire once you have the recipes, but for gathering, you have to head to food stalls around the game. The annoying part about the stalls are they won't show up on your map, but once you're in the area, they do show up on your minimap as a black bull symbol. Now, the stalls are different than the normal shops using commerce coins instead of the normal coins. When you start, you only have the signature dishes. As you buy more, it levels the owner's reputation to unlock their home-cooked meal, which is better than their signature dish version. While we have lesser food stalls in the earlier regions, the best food stall to hit up for the best food buffs are going to be here in Kaifeng, starting out with Fulling in the Stillheart Grove. The Golden Jade Soup and Chrysanthemum Pancake give extra chance of harvesting from herb gathering and hunting. In Southgate Avenue, we have Shenner's food stall that has willow and chives, and the imitation meat that gives a chance of extra harvest from logging and mining. Heading down towards the Forsaken Quarter, we have Yubuchi, who sells fresh fish noodles and boiled fish balls for critical hit during harvesting or mining. And lastly, down in Gracetown, we have Kishan, who sells the bamboo pork bun and scallion pancakes that give extra harvest chances for mining and hunting. And next to him is Shiman, who sells Lobok noodles and Lily Bold noodles that gives extra harvest for logging and fishing. These are just some of the food stalls. I may have missed some, but I hope this helps you start running around and collecting all those resources needed for the materials you're targeting. With how much we can do in this 10th century Chinese Grand Theft Auto, Dark Souls, not MMO, single player RPG, it's nice to be able to gather without stamina or energy consumption like other Asian MMOs. Hopefully, we'll get more gathering activities or just other things we can gather for, like how we can build houses with the materials we gather. But let me know if you've been enjoying how much there is to do in Where Winds Meet, or if you tried it and moved on. There's a lot of content to be unlocked for Season 1, so I'm gonna head back out to gather materials for more breakthroughs. I'll have more guides out for Where Winds Meet, and in the meantime, if you want to see more, check out the channel and keep gathering out there, everyone.